Ta Krabey Temple, also known by its Khmer name Prasat Ta Krabey, is a significant ancient site. It is located high in the Dangrek Mountains. This mountain range creates a natural border between Cambodia and Thailand. The temple sits right on this contested line, which has made it a focus of attention for both nations. Its remote location has helped to preserve some of its mystery. For centuries, it was hidden by dense jungle, known only to the local people who lived in the area. Access to the temple is difficult, requiring a journey through rugged terrain, which adds to its secluded and sacred atmosphere. The temple's position on the border is very important. It is situated in a region that has historically been a crossroads of cultures and kingdoms. This area was once part of the vast Khmer Empire. The Dangrek Mountains served not as a barrier, but as a strategic high ground and a sacred landscape. Temples were often built in high places to be closer to the gods. Ta Krabey is one of several Khmer temples found along this mountain chain. Its location highlights the extent of the Khmer Empire's reach and its spiritual influence over the land, even in its most distant provinces. For many years, the temple was not widely known to the outside world. Its isolation protected it from the looting that damaged many other Khmer sites. However, this isolation also meant that it was not studied by archaeologists until more recently. The name Ta Krabey translates to grandfather buffalo in the Khmer language. This local name suggests a deep connection to the people and traditions of the region. The stories and folklore passed down through generations have kept the spirit of the temple alive, even when it was physically reclaimed by nature. Today, Ta Krabey Temple stands as a powerful symbol. It represents the shared history between Cambodia and Thailand. It is a reminder of the great Khmer civilization that once flourished across this land. The temple is a place of historical inquiry and cultural pride. It draws visitors who are interested in the remarkable achievements of the Khmer people. Its peaceful yet tense location tells a complex story of ancient worship and modern politics. It is a stone monument that continues to witness the unfolding history of the region. The construction of Ta Krabey Temple dates back to the 12th century. This was a golden age for the Khmer Empire. The temple was built during the reign of King Suryavarman II. He was one of the most powerful and ambitious rulers in Khmer history. His reign, which lasted from 1113 to about 1150, was a time of great artistic and architectural achievement. The king was a devout follower of Hinduism, and he commissioned many temples to honor the gods and solidify his own divine status as a ruler. King Suryavarman II is most famous for building the magnificent Angkor Wat. Angkor Wat is the largest religious monument in the world and the heart of the Khmer Empire. Ta Krabey Temple was built in the same period and shares a connection to this grand project. It is considered a provincial temple, part of a network of religious sites that extended the king's influence far from the capital city of Angkor. The style and purpose of Ta Krabey reflect the same religious devotion that inspired the creation of its much larger and more famous counterpart, showing the unity of the empire's vision. The temple was dedicated to the Hindu god Shiva. Shiva is one of the principal deities in Hinduism, known as the Destroyer and the Transformer. Many Khmer kings, including Suryavarman II, identified themselves with Hindu gods. Building a temple to Shiva was a way for the king to show his piety and to claim divine protection for his kingdom. The dedication to Shiva is evident in the temple's design and carvings. It was a sacred space where priests would perform rituals to honor the god and ensure prosperity and stability for the empire. The creation of temples like Ta Krabey was not just a religious act, it was also a political statement. By building these structures in remote areas like the Dangrek Mountains, King Suryavarman II asserted his control over the entire territory. These temples served as administrative and spiritual centers for the provinces. They demonstrated the king's power and his commitment to his subjects, no matter how far they were from the capital. Ta Krabey is therefore a testament to the sophisticated statecraft of the Khmer Empire and the king who envisioned it. The architecture of Ta Krabey Temple is a fine example of the classical Khmer style. The temple is constructed primarily from large blocks of sandstone. This material was quarried from the surrounding mountains and carefully shaped by skilled artisans. The use of sandstone gives the temple its solid and enduring quality. Although parts of the structure have collapsed over time, the remaining walls and doorways show the precision of Khmer engineering. The main feature of the temple is its central sanctuary, or Prasat, which is a single tower that once housed the main idol of Shiva. This central tower is the heart of the temple complex. It was designed to represent Mount Meru, the mythical home of the gods in Hindu cosmology. This symbolism was very important in Khmer Temple architecture. The sanctuary is a square building with a tiered roof that rises towards the sky. Inside this sacred space, priests would have placed a linga, a symbolic representation of Shiva. The sanctuary was accessible through a single entrance, usually facing east towards the rising sun. This orientation was common in Hindu temples and held deep spiritual meaning for worshippers. The temple's stone surfaces were once adorned with intricate carvings. These carvings depicted scenes from Hindu mythology, celestial beings, and decorative floral patterns. Although weathering and time have eroded many of these details, some reliefs are still visible. They provide valuable insight into the artistic traditions of the Angkorian period. The craftsmanship of these carvings is remarkable, showing the skill of the artisans who worked in this remote location. The art of Ta Krabey connects it directly to the great workshops that produced the stunning reliefs at Angkor Wat. Ta Krabey Temple was a living center of religious life. It was not just a monument, but a place for ceremony and community gathering. Priests would have conducted daily rituals, making offerings of flowers, incense, and food to the deity. On special festival days, people from the surrounding villages would travel to the temple to participate in ceremonies. These events would have been important social occasions, reinforcing the community's shared faith and its loyalty to the king. The temple was the spiritual anchor for the people living in this mountainous region of the Khmer Empire. The location of Ta Krabey Temple on the Cambodia-Thailand border has placed it at the center of a modern dispute. Both countries have claimed ownership of the temple and the land it occupies. This disagreement is part of a larger border issue that has existed for decades. The temple has become a symbol of national identity and sovereignty for both Cambodia and Thailand. At times, this has led to political tensions and military standoffs in the area, making the site a sensitive and sometimes inaccessible place. Despite the history of conflict, there have been positive developments in recent years. Cambodia and Thailand have recognized the need to protect their shared heritage. There have been discussions and cooperative efforts aimed at the preservation of Ta Krabey. Joint conservation projects have been proposed to study and stabilize the temple's structure. These efforts show a growing understanding that the temple's cultural value is more important than the political dispute. Protecting the site for future generations is a goal that both nations can work towards together. Today, Ta Krabey Temple is partly in ruins. The jungle has grown over many of its structures, and some walls have collapsed. Yet, it remains an incredibly important site. For historians and archaeologists, it is a valuable source of information about the Khmer Empire's provincial administration and religious practices. The temple helps us understand how the empire managed its vast territory and spread its culture. Its state of partial ruin also tells a story of the passage of time and the power of nature. The temple's significance extends beyond academia. It holds deep cultural and spiritual meaning for the local communities on both sides of the border. For visitors, Ta Krabey offers a unique and authentic experience. It allows them to connect with the history of the Khmer Empire in a setting that feels ancient and untouched. As a symbol of both conflict and cooperation, and as a monument to a great civilization, Ta Krabey Temple continues to be a place of immense historical importance and fascination. It is a stone chronicle of a glorious past and a complex present.